This is Donna Emery from Glover Nursery in West Jordan, Utah, and today we're going to be propagating hydrangeas from cuttings. Hydrangeas are pretty easy to propagate. They take well from cuttings. It's late summer. These are almost all the way hardened off, so they're going to be a good choice for propagating from cuttings. So go out to your plants. I chose one that really needs to be pruned anyway, and start taking some wood for your cuttings. Out of this piece, I should be able to get maybe 2 or 3 cuttings. And the same, at least 2 from that. I have selected stems that do not have leaves on, or flowers on them. This stem does not have a flower at the end. You're going to be much more successful if you choose a stem that has not flowered. Tip cuttings tend to give you the best results. You can use things from further down the stem. I'm going to remove all but 1 or 2 sets of leaves, and these I'm going to cut off so that they won't touch the plastic or touch each other. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 leaf nodes here. Roots are going to be more able to come out of the leaf node than the straight stem. Hydrangeas, however, will produce rootlets along just stem tissue. I can then moisten this in my water so the rooting hormone will cling to it. And I can dust just a little bit of rooting hormone. You don't want to use too much, and I'm doing it over a plate here so that you can actually dunk it too. Tap off the excess. Now, if I'm worried about fungal diseases, I can sprinkle a little bit of dusting sulfur over my cutting as well. Since this is a sturdy stem, I can just poke it in directly, or I can use a screwdriver or a pencil to make a little hole. So I do the same thing to the next one. Wet it, sprinkle some rooting hormone powder. I'm just using my finger this time. I have room for 1 or 2 more cuttings, I think, in this container. Next thing I need to do with this is water it thoroughly. Now, this soil was dry when I put these in, so it's going to take actually quite a bit of water to make sure it's soaked. Every cubic inch in there needs to be wet. And I'm letting it drain, the excess drain away. So I'm going to do that 1 or 2 more times, so I'm absolutely positive that this little container is thoroughly wet. Okay, now that my hydrangea cuttings have been thoroughly watered and I'm certain that they're wet all the way through, I'm going to take a label. This is a big giant label that also acts as a support for the plastic covering. You can use a popsicle stick or these little plastic plant markers. You can use a marking pen, but I find a pencil works just fine. I'm going to put the name of the plant, that it's a variegated hydrangea, today's date, and I'm going to insert it in here. I'm going to get another one. Insert here. You can use bamboo stakes. You can use wire looped over. I'm just trying to keep the plastic from touching these leaves. You also want to make sure that the leaves don't touch each other. The easiest thing I've found is to use a large storage bag and put over it. Now, this would be fine for this size. It's not quite big enough for this one. So I can use a garbage sack on this one. This isn't transparent, it's not clear, but light gets through here just fine. So I'm going to wrap this up like this, making sure the plastic is not resting on the leaves, and I'm going to put it outside in a shaded, protected area. This is Donna Emery from Glover Nursery in West Jordan, Utah, and we've been propagating hydrangeas.